What's going on, fam? It's the entertainer, the motivator, the educator, and this is CHH Today. And I have a topic that I really want to kind of get into, but before I get into this topic, I want to thank everybody who saw the Alex Faith versus the Crew Hip Hop Corner video and has commented on it and has left their thoughts. So if you haven't seen it, please click on the card above my head. It's not really above my head, but it's above my voice in this video, and that will take you to this conversation. So this conversation kind of, is after the particular conversation. But before I go, I want to highlight a few people in this video. Kyle Manning, because bro, I salute you, because you comment and you voice your opinion, whether it is good or bad, or you agree or disagree, but you are a voice that needs to be heard, and you're not afraid to challenge the norm. I watch you and I see you on different other sites, and you do the same thing. You put up questions and thought-provoking to get our brothers and sisters to think. I want to also highlight TJ Gregory for his insight, and also Jimmy Simmons, Twin 81. It's probably some people I'm missing, but if I am missing you, my bad. But I just feel like this conversation had to happen, and I want to get your opinion on it. I'm not going to be long-winded with it, because I feel like the comment section is where this particular topic is going to be dealt with. But I was talking to a few people on the last video comment section, and I thought about this being something that we should talk about. And the topic is simply this: why do we think that Christian hip-hop artists are automatically saved? And I'm gonna say that again. Why do we think that Christian hip-hop artists are automatically saved? Because a lot of times when we see these artists, right, they are promoted on Rapzilla, Trackstars, DJ Wade O, Gem the Hype, New H2O, and countless other CHH blogs who take their music who's talking about God, and we associate having music that glorifies God to somebody's being saved. And this is rampant in the gospel music industry, where people, they do the music only because it's a job to them. They can care less about saving souls. I'm saying again, a lot of artists, and I'm not gonna name names, but there's documented information that says that a lot of artists do this music for a job, a paycheck, to feed their family. They can care less about saving souls. And I think that it's a dishonor, a discredit, and a disappointment to God when it comes to our mission on this earth. Is not to be the most popular rapper there is or ever known, but to make his name known. And that name is Jesus Christ, because Jesus said the only way to the Father is through the Son, Jesus Christ. There is no other way to get to the Father. And I believe that we as a community did a disservice to think that somebody who has a high platform is highly saved, and that could be further from the truth. Because I look at this, I am reading 100 Days of Jesus in my Bible app, and constantly Jesus' harshest criticism came to the Pharisees. He said, don't be like the Pharisees that pray and say these elaborate prayers in public so that people can hear him. He said, I tell you the truth, that's the only honor they will ever get, that people will scream your name, and that's the best you will ever receive in this life. But he says, but pray to your Father in secret. Well, your Father is at in secret, and when you do that, you know what happens? The Lord will honor you and exalt you, because you humbled yourself. And I think a lot of these Christian artists who claim to be Christian artists are nowhere near safe. Because here's the thing, I feel like they do not have accountability on the local level. What happens is that they go online and they build this big presence online, but in their community, in their local churches, even in their local region, nobody has ever heard of this person. One person that I can say that is down for their community is Thizzle. Thizzle and St. Louis are tight when it comes to Thizzle and doing music. He's not known, really, he's known in the Christian hip hop landscape, but he has been putting work in St. Louis for years, and that's how it's supposed to be. Whether or not you hear about Lucky Murray in the national scene, I can care less about that, but I need them to know that Lucky Murray exists, and Lucky Murray is putting down work in his community and also at my local church. So Jimmy Simmons, he has brought up a great point. I'm gonna read some of the conversation he put last when I did a video a couple days ago about Alex Faith in the Crew Hip Hop Corner. But he said, suppose someone is selling apples. For years they advertised their apples. Over time, more and more people begin to rely on them for fresh apples. Then one day they begin selling oranges instead of apples. Obviously, they are going to be some unhappy apple fanatics, especially if advertising never really changed. Fruit metaphor, right? Yet we are quite literally known by our fruit. If it is so important that we are careful with our fruits first, how much more important is how careful we are with our salvation. And then he goes to say, I heard a new song by Kivmo, where he basically announced departure from CHH on account of hypocrisy. That's typically reasoning these days, just like leaving a gym because of fat people. Yes, it's understandable, especially if those fat people are up in the gym having a pizza party instead of exercising. But more times than not, people are just looking for ways to get out. And he said something at the end that I'm just going to he says like this. He said, I've said it before and I say it again. People are real at the expense of being righteous. People are free at the expense of being saved. And Jimmy, thank you so much for that. That's why I wanted to use in this particular video that I'm doing, that people are exchanging real for righteousness. And people are free at the expense of salvation, which is crazy because if we're righteous, we are free. If we're righteous, we're real. We're real because that's if we're righteous, we live up to the code of God, and we're saved. We're saved, and we're slaves to Christ. We're free of the world. So my thing is this, guys. My thing is this. We should examine these artists and judge them by their fruit. Now, if you're doing music and there's no accountability to your local pastor, you're not a part of any small groups, you're just out here a lone wolf, just making Christian music or making music that glorifies God, then it needs to be a question like, yo, I like your music and all, but how is this advancing the kingdom of God? We're no different from pastors who take money from the church. We're no different from singers who sing about God, but really in their heart, they do everything but. So I just need to know, I need to know what you think. Why do we assume that these artists are saved? We don't know these artists. It's different from artists that are on a local level that we can see like, yo, this dude ain't saved, bro. Like, based off his actions and his fruit. Now, we might be wrong. We don't know his heart. Only God does. But dude, if y'all here having orgies of like and say that you love God, that doesn't make any sense. But I need to know your input. What do you think about this topic? Why do you think we assume that artists are safe? Comment below. Why do you think this matters? Comment below. Do you even care? Please comment below. Like, share, subscribe. I'm on the road to 1,000 and I am almost 600 deep, 400 away from getting that 1,000. So please subscribe. And again, it's the entertainer, the motivator, the educator, Lucky Marion. I'm back with another CHHTODAY. And even though all these artists are claiming that they're not Christian rappers anymore, it shouldn't matter, because our ultimate goal is to advance the kingdom of God by any means necessary. Not talk about violence, but we need to do it at all costs. But until next time, people.